All right, I'm Andreas. I'm David's best man, and man, what to say about David Elgut? You know, I don't even know. I've known him literally since before I could make memories. I've known David Elgut. 3 years old, and it's basically like family. I don't even know. I can't remember meeting my brothers or my sister, and it's the same way. I don't remember meeting David. It's just, one day he was just there, It's actually my first memory, is David's face. A lot of therapy for that, but it's fine. No. But growing up with David, it was kind of surreal now, looking back, growing up with someone who's grown into such an amazing man who I can look up to. Because at the time as kids, you think, we're kind of even, We're the same person. We're just going through life, making silly jokes and silly decisions, and then at one point, all of a sudden, it's like, well, that's different. Yeah, no, he's like my role model now. It's not even, it's not even close. Not only because he's he's way taller than me, but yeah, we've grown up doing school together. Doing plays together, doing basketball together, and all of a sudden, things changed. When it changed, I don't know. We started talking about serious things, like careers. Oh man, and then we started talking about a potential future with a woman, and there was something totally different about this one moment, because the very first time he talked to me about SIerra, he said, and this is the first time he's ever said it that I can think of. And it was literally after, I don't know if you know this, literally after the first date. He was like, dude, I may have found the one. I think this is it. And I've never heard that before, so it was something really new. And it was at that moment that it dawned on me that I was going to have to give up my best friend certification. So I've drawn up a contract. Not a joke. So I've, in order to relinquish the title, I do have a few different stipulations. One of which is at least one invitation to a major Dave and SIerra Elgut, holiday. It can only be, Christmas, Thanksgiving, or Easter. We'll talk about July 4th, but we'll see. Growing up with David has been a privilege for me. It's something that I'll cherish forever. And even though, obviously our adventures are going to, we'll still have adventures, but not as many. But I'm really happy for you, and I'm just so proud of you, Drew. So proud of you.
It's a hard act to follow. So, hi everyone, my name's Olivia. I'm SIerra's sister and Maid of Honor, and I'm so honored to be given this opportunity to say a speech about my incredible sister. But before I get started, I think it's extremely vital that I talk about some of our core childhood memories that we share together. So growing up, I really look up to you. I remember sneaking into your room at 1 in the morning when Mom and Dad were asleep, and we played on that ancient iPod you had, some weird games. Then I would sneak back into my room at 5 a.m., hoping before Mom and Dad woke up. I honestly don't know how they never caught us. They probably did. But I also vividly remember looking out my bedroom window and seeing you in the backyard, pretending to be a horse. Jumping over those hurdles that you made, just kind of woo, yeah. Thankfully, I realized that was just a little bit strange, and I didn't follow in your footsteps for that. Thank goodness. When we got older, vacations were so much fun. I remember we went on a trip to Arizona. I I could be wrong, but I think it was David's first like family trip with us. I think. I don't know how he survived. Anyways, and I remember we were hiking, and for some reason we decided to race, and I'm like 99% positive you pushed me, and I fell, and I got a rip in my new leggings that I had just gotten. Yeah, they were really expensive, and like you said, you never bought me new ones like you said you would. But it's okay, because remember, we went to that expensive restaurant with Steve, and I never paid you back for that $50 meal, so we're even now. Like, we're good, yeah. Another family vacation memory that actually happens every time we go to Disney is me getting paired up to ride with you on, like, all the rides. And it's really fun, like, it honestly is. I really enjoy riding those rides with you, but you always like to force us onto those rides that are meant for, like, 5 and 6-year-olds, and you scream your head off. You think it's like the most insane roller coaster you've ever ridden, and yeah, that part's really fun. When I got older, you also introduced me to horror movies, which I've grown to love, and I actually do really get scared of them, but it's okay. And you would think for someone like you that watches horror movies like 24/7, listens to true crime, like all that stuff, that you'd be pretty like tough to that. You wouldn't really be scared. But I remember that one night you claimed there was like a ghost or demon that was like possessing your room. And and before I went to sleep that night, you came in my room and were like, "Can I please sleep with you tonight? Like, I don't want to, like, I swear there's a ghost in my room." And I yelled at you and told you, according to Mom, I told you to go get counseling. But, of course, you still found a way to come into my room that night. And, looking back, that's really not weird for someone who's, like, in middle school, elementary, even early high school. Like, that's not weird at all. Like, that's probably something, honestly, I would do. But you were definitely pushing, like, 24 years old. Okay, so now that I got all those memories out of the way, it's time for, like, the sappy, the nice stuff. So, I know we have our issues, like, and our fair share of fights throughout our lives, but the relationship we have is honestly something I really cherish. Now that we're older, I can finally admit how happy I am to have grown up with an older sister. I've always looked up to you, and you've honestly really helped me become the person I am today. I know I always joke about, like, loving being an only child when you went to college, but I honestly don't know what I would do if you weren't in my life. You set an example for me to follow, and you showed me how to be a loving and kind person, and I hope that your future kids are able to have the same relationship that we had growing up. I'm so happy that you met David, and watching you two grow in your relationship has been amazing. While David and I have our differences, you know what I mean. I do truly believe that David is an incredible match for you. Your love and commitment for each other is inspiring, and I honestly hope that I'm lucky someday to have somebody that loves me as much as David loves you. In honor of SIerra's special day, let's raise our glasses to a toast. Thank you.